It's the planet's ultimate game.
It's Carvajal's cross. Rodrigo. Oh, extraordinary. They prayed for miracles, and miracles arrived. Real Madrid, the team of dreams.
Xhaka's corner shot. A game up to the Arsenal bench. This is the lead.
Woodward Stilton.
Guess who's never went away? It's 2-1. A phenomenon.
What's happening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Final Third. The Euros are well underway. We have just wrapped up the first round of the group stages. We are ready to go for round two, and the Copa America starts in a couple of days as well. I believe it starts on Thursday. I probably should look that up. Right, guys? Starts on Thursday?
Yeah, the first game is on the 20th. What day is that? Thursday?
That's 2 days from now. That's Thursday. Beautiful. Should have checked that. But yeah, we're doing it live. But yeah, it's Sam, aka FIFA Brit, and I am joined by my very good friends, MrBradThomas and BettingThePitch. Gentlemen, the Euros are underway. How have things been going for you?
Man, if you would have asked me, if we would have recorded our podcast last night, I probably would have started crying when you asked that. But today was a really good day. I think I played it a little bit more cautious. Still the same unit size, but I took bets that I felt, were a little more realistic instead of taking bets that should happen, bets that, just a little bit more, just safer, I guess you'd say, and less volume for sure. The less volume helped a lot. Like I think I ended up maybe up 2.5 units after losing 6 units yesterday, which was pretty heartbreaking.
Yeah, Monday was bad. I think Monday was just bad for everyone. It was just probably one of the worst international days I could remember. Austria, France win 1-0 on an own goal. Romania spanks Ukraine 3-0, and Belgium loses to Slovakia 1-0. So
the Belgium game hurt.
Yeah, I mean, I had both teams to score and Lukaku to score, so those two goals called back really hurt.
Belgium double chance.
I mean, and just the missed chances he had, just that's him. So it's just Monday was really tough.
Yeah, no, I was really annoyed because Brad, like you said, I've been playing these a lot more cautiously, especially in the first round, just because you could look at qualifications, but a lot of these qualifications happened in 2023. Unless they played in a playoff spot, and then friendlies has a load of rotation. It's kind of hard to read super into that, and so really your best look at these teams playing together in a big setting is coming now, and you sort of have a sample size of these group stages, of which we've had one game so far. So I've been playing things cautiously, but I had literally only one player that I felt confident playing a full unit for. Everything I've done has been a half a unit or below, and it was Lukaku 2 first half shots and Mbappe 2 first half shots. And I'm really fucking pissed because just at the start of the day when I saw that FanDuel gave us a boost, that 2 boosts, one to be used on a parlay that had to be plus 400 or higher, and one that could be used for any Euros bet that we wanted, my first instinct was, okay, Mbappe 2 first half shots, he's reliable. That if you use the boost, it would get it down to like minus 122. I was like, okay, that's a pretty good price on Mbappe. And then I played around with it, got caught up looking at Lukaku's numbers, and said, well, they should really tear apart Slovakia. They should be doing really well here. And Lukaku takes so many shots.
Yep.
Should be fine. Let's add him there, make it a plus 200 with the boost, play it for 1 unit, try and win 2 units. Let's see how that goes. Then Lukaku gets a shot 3 minutes in, and somehow doesn't get another shot all half.
And he had so many clear passing lanes to him where he probably had the better attack. And it was just really, I hate saying this, but it just felt like Belgium didn't have a great game plan.
They looked incredibly disorganized.
They looked very unorganized. They look slow. They look like they're aging pretty much. Like this isn't like the Belgium team that I feel like is ranked third in the world or third in FIFA rankings, is whatever they are now. That's not them anymore. It's just a totally different team. You can't really trust them. KDB just looks, he looks like he's done. And I hate this, not like done, but I feel like he really is going to just take that Saudi money and run. And he's going to leave Europe. I feel like he's just totally just checked out. And I don't know. It was hard to watch. I mean, obviously the 2 goals being called back sucked for our bets and everything. But yeah, I mean, props to Slovakia.
I thought De Bruyne played quite well, honestly, but the problem is that everyone on that field for Belgium, they looked like 11 individuals that were all just kind of out there, and there was no coordination, no teamwork. De Bruyne was playing passes, but either people didn't get on the end of them, or they made the run, got the ball, and then wasted a perfectly good chance. I mean, going back to the Lukaku shots, Trossard had 2 brilliant opportunities to just play it into Lukaku for what would have been a clear one-touch finish, the same way that he scored that goal that was eventually called back. Like, he's not brilliant, but he can score that kind of finish where you play it along the ground, get it to him on his left foot. He'll hit that first time and it's probably going in. And Trossard, the first time he made an awful chip cross that was super easy to catch rather than playing it on the ground. And then the other one was when he shot from 30 yards out, rather than play Lukaku, who had such a great chance at goal. And then, to be fair, I can't even be upset about that because Lukaku himself had 2 clear one-on-one chances with the goalkeeper where instead of just shooting the fucking ball, he said, I'm going to try and knock it round the goalkeeper. And that's not one of Lukaku's strong points because he did it twice, and both times he knocked it 10 fucking feet away. And I'm just like, bro, just shoot. It was right there. So that really pissed me off. Monday in general pissed me off. Although I'll tell you what, watching Romania score 3 goals was kind of awesome. That was a good game to watch.
Romania made me feel like I was smart. I was on BetQL and they asked me, was I going to bet on Ukraine? And I was like, there's no way in hell I'm betting Ukraine with a minus sign in front of their odds. I think people, especially this time of year, people just like betting on the favorites because they don't know a lot about these teams and it feels safe. It feels comfortable.
Yeah. I'm just like, no, welcome to tournaments, baby. This is where the fun stuff happens. This is where
international football is 1-0. Nuts.
I'm like, every time I see people, people love to send me parlays, and it's just it's like a bunch of group finishes parlay, and it's just like, okay, Germany to win the group, blah, 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 Spain to qualify, and you got to go through everyone. I'm just like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Yes, all of this looks good. If you asked me, do I think this is going to happen? I'd be hard to say no, but I can't pick one problem with this. But what I can tell you is that I guarantee you one of these will be wrong. Can't tell you which one, but every single tournament, there's at least one, if not 2 groups where something insanely unpredictable and stupid happens. And there's just no way to predict it, Go back as far as the 2014 World Cup where, I think it was, I'd have to find it, but it was Italy, it was England were in it, which was just is why I remember it. I'll pull it up right now. Here we go. 2014. Yep. Costa Rica, top of the group, Uruguay, second in the group, Italy and England, third and fourth eliminated. Who's going to predict Costa Rica topping a group with Uruguay, Italy, and England? Fucking no one. But there's always something like that.
Always. There's always something like that.
I think that's what I love personally about the international games in these matches. It's just really anything can happen, and it's super exciting. And it's just, it makes watching the games and, betting on them, even that more entertaining.
Yeah. Especially if you nail a game. You're like, wow, I had that game pegged to a T. It just feels so great.
Yeah, it does.
For sure. But we've had quite a few interesting upsets. I mean, we touched on the Monday games. We touched on Belgium. Obviously, that's a big one. But there are definitely a few interesting things to talk about. I mean, personally, I'm not going in order here, but the group that surprised me the most is, it's Group E, just because Romania and Slovakia are on top now. It ties into the Monday games because Belgium played in that. It ties into the Ukraine game, obviously. But now we have Romania and Slovakia sitting on 3 points and Belgium and Ukraine sitting on 0. So now it's just okay, I'm pretty sure we all said Belgium top, Ukraine second. I don't think any of us fucked with that. I don't think any of us messed around with that order. It was one of the ones we were all in agreement and maybe disagreed on who would come third, who would come fourth. Now it's just like, okay, now what's going to happen?
Yeah. I mean, there's a real possibility Belgium could miss out.
Yeah.
I mean, they just
honestly,
their lack of organization is scary, man. Especially for a team that's going to be playing out the back, like that's when you need to be the most organized because you're going to have turnovers. You're going to have quick changes of possession. Like that stuff is going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't make it out of this group. I mean, I think they do, but
I think they do too. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised.
No, yeah, same.
Yeah, there's still 6 very winnable points up for grabs. It's early days, but it's at least interesting to put the cat amongst the pigeons. But let's go through the groups. I'll start at the top. I won't keep deviating out of the order. So for Group A, we have Germany top after absolutely skull-fucking Scotland into the ground. That was, my goodness. I have never been more embarrassed to be sitting on Scotland props. My Ryan Christie shots bets, so dead. I think they ended with 1 shot, and even that was a shot that I think was credited way after the fact. I don't think they got a shot. That only goal came from a Rudiger own goal, and now Rudiger is tied with Scotland's top goal scorer for international tournaments because nobody has 2, which is hilarious. And then Switzerland in second place on 3 points. So hands up, I got that wrong. I thought Switzerland were going to be really stinking up this group, but I thought they looked fantastic.
I'm going to pat myself on the back because I said freaking Scotland or shit, and
fair enough.
I'm glad that came to fruition. But Sam, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm just like you, bro. I had McGinn shots, and I ate my freaking ticket so fast. I was like, this team is awful.
Yeah, it was horrific.
Yeah, they were really bad. Germany looked really good. I mean, and then obviously that red card in the first half just kind of put that to bed, and it was just all Germany after that. But I'm excited to see what Germany does against, Hungary in this upcoming, and I think it's today.
It's the Wednesday. So, yeah, it's the Wednesday.
Yeah, so it just, I'm excited to see how they fare against them because, I said, I kind of was fading them, but they put up a big score and a big number in that first game, and that's huge for them in this group.
Yeah, no, for sure. I was really disappointed in Hungary. They looked so bad.
Yeah, they really did. I was not expecting that. Like I liked Switzerland. I think I was on them for that match, but yeah, they took it to Hungary for sure. By far the better team.
Yeah, Szoboszlai with 0 shots. That threw me off.
He didn't even have like any opportunities to shoot.
Yeah,
he was just not in good spots.
Very weird. Makes no sense, but that's the beauty of international football. Yeah. So we'll see. I guess we'll see how those games pan out. But Group B, one of the groups of death. And again, we could be sitting on a bit of a stinker if Croatia don't start turning it around quickly, because right now we have Spain on top, Italy right behind them, both of them on 3 points. Then we have Albania and Croatia. And I thought Croatia played the first half of that game against Spain, the first half an hour. The first half an hour of that game against Spain, they looked really good. Then it all fell to shit.
I was impressed with Spain. Very impressed. They were moving the ball a lot faster when they had the ball. It wasn't death by. I think I have the same cups as you. That's pretty funny. They came with a little wooden lid.
Yeah, they did. You guys can't see this, but me and Brad has just spotted my water glass, and we do in fact have the same brand.
But yeah, they were clean and passing. Italy will Italy, right? Like that early goal. What are you gonna say? But they showed that they have the talent to come back from it. Man, it's gonna be a fun group. I'm actually more excited for Italy, Spain than I am for anything else in that group.
I'm ready to bet the under in that game.
Dude, how about both of those games going over? But once the game went over, there wasn't another goal.
Yeah, that was weird. I mean, I'm glad I didn't end up betting it because I mentioned it on the podcast, and then when I went to bet it, the price had shifted by like 50 cents, and I was like, I'm not interested in that anymore. But Albania to be the lowest scorer in the tournament, because I was like, okay, let's see how they do. And then they instantly scored 20 seconds. Yeah. And I was like, well, shit, I hope nobody bet that, even though I talked about it, because I never officially logged it in. But that might be the worst way that bet could possibly start.
That was horrible for him. I was sitting. It was Father's Day, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's the day before Father's Day. We went out for like a little Father's Day golf sesh.
Yeah,
Me
Saturday.
and the fam, and I'm trying to be in like a good mood, but I literally have Italy under. I literally have like Italy. What was it? Italy -1. I had all these Italy based bets, and then that's how it started. I'm like trying to focus, like we're doing like this like mini top golf at the driving range, and I'm like trying to be all happy and smiles, and I was like, yo, freaking screw this trash team.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it was. I like this group a lot, actually. I'm still not counting out Croatia because I still think they played very well for Spain, even though the scoreline doesn't show it. Spain played very good. Kind of what we expected. That possession based. They have a ton of skilled players. Yamal was very good. I was impressed with him. In Italy, once they went down, they just kind of turned it on. Scamacca continues to disappoint with just missing chances and things like that. I just hope that he kind of figures it out this tournament. And Albania looked decent. I mean, they weren't as bad as I thought they were going to be, and they definitely gave Italy a little bit of a scare. But yeah, I still think they finished bottom of this group. And I still think Croatia. I think Croatia beat Albania, and then I think Croatia can beat Italy. So I still believe in Spain, Croatia coming out of this group.
You know what's funny? I bet Lukaku to be the top Serie A goal scorer, and Bastoni and freaking Barella are the ones who have the Serie A goals.
Barella looked good too. I'm glad he was healthy and playing, because I was waiting for the lineups for that Italy game because he was questionable. But I'm glad he played because Italy need him.
Yeah, I'm actually so annoyed because I caught something like this last year where FanDuel had left the team top scorer market a little bit stale. Last year, maybe it was 2 years ago. Whenever the United States were playing in their last tournament, they left Tim Weah. Oh no, what am I talking about? It was the fucking World Cup. I was like, what tournament was this? It was the World Cup. They left Tim Weah to be the top scorer of the US after he scored in the first game at like plus 1800, and so I was like, okay, this is like it was like plus 150 on Bet365. I was like, okay, I'm gonna hammer this, and then they didn't offer a cash out, which sucked. And then I think because at that point you're like praying for the US to get eliminated. Yeah. You're like, no one else score, just knock them out in the groups, and then they eventually made it through. And I think it ended up winning. It cashed 3 ways, but I was kind of bummed that it didn't cash out. But ever since then, I've been like, okay, let me see if they ever leave any of these markets stale. And then, of course, like a day or two ago, it turns out I missed that they left Barella to be the top scorer up at like 25-1. And they do offer cash outs this time. But I was just like, because I wouldn't bet Barella because he's a fucking defensive mid and he's probably not going to score again. If he does, fair play to him. But he's probably not scoring again. And then apparently it got adjusted to like 3-1. And I was just like, God damn it. It's just like, it's free money you leave on the table. And I was just like, I said I would look for those. And then I missed it. So damn.
That'd have been a nice little snipe.
Yeah, it would have been so nice. But it is what it is. I'm really looking forward to Croatia's next game. I mean, they have the early kickoff against Albania, the 9:00 kickoff. So they're going to have, that's a must win at this point. That is an absolute must win.
For sure. I think they put up a big number against Albania. I really do. I think they had 2.4 XG in that Spain game. Obviously the missed penalty and all that drama surrounding that. So, they created chances. There was just that spell from like the 30-minute mark to the end of the first half where Spain just like scored those 3 goals and just, got that lead and never looked back after that. So I'm still high on Croatia. I think they get back on track here in this Albania match.
For sure. Well, having a look at Group C, England on top and no one else on 3 points, which means that they must have played fantastically well and there's nothing else to discuss about the team selection. Right, guys?
My God, that was the worst game I think I've watched.
It was a record-breakingly bad game.
Yeah.
It was, I think it had the lowest amount of shots in a Euros match since like the 80s. And it had a lower XG combined than every Premier League game last season.
Bro,
That's
it was
bad.
horrible.
It was so bad.
I was literally falling asleep. I was like, oh my God, like, am I that tired?
I wasn't, because I was terrified they were going to concede.
Yeah.
I was hoping they would, because I feel like the game would at least been more exciting and woken England up a little bit if they did concede. It was just like, I mean, are you gonna go for another goal? Like, you're happy with the 1-0 lead and you're just gonna see it out? I mean, that's what it felt like. It felt like Southgate and his Southgate ball was just like, yep, we scored early. Everyone just pass it around.
So annoying.
I'm really glad that Jude was one who scored, because
thank God.
The rest of my bets were so bad, but Jude shot on target was just sitting there, and I was like, oh God. Oh, I had England in a parlay too, and like I was like, there's a real chance that I could lose this England money line, and it was a parlay.
Yeah, I had Jude to score an assist, so I needed that because the game wasn't going over, and I needed England to score 2 goals to hit a treble that I had built, a 3-legger, and it just
that's a bummer.
Oh man, that was a tough game. I was excited when I saw the lineup. Texted Sam right away because he called the exact lineup for England.
Yeah, I said so.
That was amazing.
And now I hope that my FIFA lineup comes out next.
Yeah, that's the one that Brad's been talking about this all day on Twitter, or maybe that was yesterday. It all kind of blurs together.
Yeah, I'm bored, man. I think it was Monday. If they roll this lineup out again, bro, I might just cry and turn the TV off.
I mean, I'll tell you what. I don't think it's the superior lineup. And by the way, if you guys forget, the lineup we're talking about is Jude in the midfield alongside Declan Rice, and then Palmer left wing, Foden, Cam, Saka right wing, Kane up top. Personally, I think it's not very balanced. I mean, Jude can get the job done, but he does track back.
I think we were going to say Palmer at the cam and Foden at left. But
no. Otherwise, what's the point? The whole controversial thing about the England lineup that we did run out is people whining and moaning about Foden being quote unquote misused at left wing. Now, I stand by the fact that, according to City fans, Foden can play anywhere. That's what they told me all season. Foden can play anywhere in the midfield, across the front three. He can play as a false 9. He can play as a striker. Foden can play anywhere. And then when he puts on a fucking stinker for England, it turns out he's being played out of position. Okay, well, we're going to have to pick a lane here, guys. We're going to have to pick a lane.
I just felt like, a lot of stuff I was reading or seeing on Twitter and things like that were, without Pep and his tactics and the way that they play, like Foden just looked lost out there. I mean, he looked lost. Kane was an absolute ghost. Jude and Saka kind of did their thing. And aside from that, it was just, there's just no, I don't know. It has to be Southgate, because the skill of these players is
it has to be Southgate.
Best. If you look at the paper, them on paper, it's like, holy shit, this team is fucking loaded. And then they go out there and it's like, what do you guys remember how to play football? Like, do you know like what you're supposed to do?
Dude, I want to say this.
I mean, the one stat was Pickford had 24 touches the first half.
Pickford 18 touches in the first half. Kane had 2 touches in the first half. Two touches in the first half.
Like, that can't happen. Like, that cannot happen.
But
I want to say this just real quick about like what you're saying. Like, even like Jude, who played an amazing game, had long spells of where it was like, this dude is doing way too much.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, I just think that comes from Southgate. Like, it's not Jude just trying to be a superhero. Like, it's just Southgate giving him massive responsibilities, dropping so deep, then have to come all the way back. Like, it just didn't look fluid. I don't know if that's right. Fluid maybe is the right word.
No, that's a good word for it. Yeah, I mean, I thought Jude played fantastically, and I promise you I'm putting my bias aside. I also thought Saka played fantastically. I thought he looked really dangerous on the right wing, which was
Saka looks great.
No, he played well. Yeah, Saka and Jude. I feel like we're the two that.
And then I log onto Twitter and people are just like, "Oh, Saka was playing horrifically. Foden played really well," and I'm just like, "Guys, did you watch the game? or have you just looked at like FOMO at the end of the game? Like, would anyone who has eyes and watched that game saw Saka fucking cook that right wing the whole first half? Like, come on, guys, please.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that was ugly. I really hope England figure it out. You know,
Yeah.
I don't have faith as long as Southgate is at the helm. I just don't and it's hard for me to say that because they're going to play again. The lineup's going to come out. I'm going to look at it. And, holy shit, this team's stacked, and I want to fucking play them. And then what are we going to get?
We'll see. Hopefully against Denmark, the game will be a little bit more open because in defense of the game itself, not like to defend England, but like in defense of the game itself, I think a lot of England didn't flow together particularly well, but also the Serbians went out there and fucking hacked everyone to pieces. Like that was it reminded me very much of the both legs, to be fair, both legs of the Arsenal against Porto in the Champions League, where Porto were very clearly playing that kind of like that very particular brand of anti-football. You know, let's try and get a goal. Let's hack. Let's disrupt them, throw off the pace. You know, just really try and fuck with them. And I'm just glad it didn't work because that's like my least. I hate that style of football so much. Like if it gets you a result, sure, I guess it worked for Porto in the first leg, and then they lost on pens, so that was fucking justice. But it didn't work for Serbia, and that disrupts the flow of the game significantly. Like it's really hard to build an attack and really develop anything when you've got like a 6'4" Serbian deciding to come in and like elbow you in the head like he did, like one of them did too. Like Jude got elbowed in the head, and then like all the tabloids in England made a big deal about him like chatting back to the guy like 5 minutes later and like getting in his face. It's like, yo, did you see the elbow to the head that happened like 3 minutes ago? It's so annoying.
Yeah.
Nobody hates English players more than England. It pisses me off to no end.
That's funny.
But it is what it is. We'll see how they line up. I think Foden will benefit a lot if Luke Shaw comes back because just the way that Trippier has to play as a left back by cutting in on his right foot stops him from really surfacing Foden on the left-hand side. Whereas Saka benefited from Kyle Walker, who was playing progressive passes down the line a ton. He just kept playing him in behind like 2 or 3 times in the first half alone. And it's just like, okay, if Foden got that kind of service, I'm sure he could do some damage with that. And then there's that one clip of Jude on the left-hand side of the 18-yard box where he's doing step overs and, to be fair, cooking that outside back. But he just does step overs for like 20 seconds and then whips in the most meaningless cross of all time when Kane is standing at the top left bit of the box and Foden is at the edge of the D on the top of the box. And it's just like, get it to either of them. All you have to do is get your head up, see that they're there, because I've seen Kane make that right foot finesse from just outside the box into the top corner so many times. He's done it against Arsenal on several occasions in North London derbies, and he's done it in so many games, both for Bayern and for Spurs. And I tell you what, Foden was playing on the left wing, but when he drifts centrally and he's allowed to occupy that central space when Jude shifts out wide, I've seen him take that shot from outside the box so many times. Did it against Madrid. Did it against West Ham in the last game of the season. And that's in the past month, 2 months alone. That's a great place for him to shoot. And it's just like, in general, I need more from this team. Like, pick your head up, look, find passes, play guys into space. We don't take risks. Like, there's no, like, Kyle Walker. I think Kyle Walker probably made the most progressive passes to Saka on the right-hand side. No one else is playing any passes in behind. And it's just so frustrating. But that's all I'm going to say about England before I turn this into an England podcast. In case you guys can't tell, England is my new Arsenal this summer.
Hey, I love it. We need this kind of energy, right? Like, let's go.
I mean, that's one of the best things about soccer, football, footy, whatever you want to call it. It's just the passion that the fans have. And, it's one of the reasons why I kind of personally fell in love with the game. So
that's me.
I love it.
Yeah. Yep. I want to. Last thing I'll say, I want to see Palmer off the bench. 0 minutes is crazy. I need to see him. Give me 20 minutes off the bench, please.
You would thought that was the other thing I was going to say. No, like Southgate didn't think to like make some substitutions and kind of switch things up a little bit and like.
I thought
try and put some sort of energy or spark into the England lineup. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a snoozer. It was a bad first game.
No
and
Gordon,
hopefully
no
they
Ed,
kind of
no Palmer.
Yeah.
It was a choice.
Yeah.
Definitely a choice.
Yeah.
But let's move on to Group D. This is my favorite group, I think. There's a lot going on here, especially with the news coming out of France. Obviously, this is the group with the Netherlands and France. Netherlands are top. France are in second place on 3 points. Then we have Poland and Austria both on 0 points. Obviously, the news coming out of France, Mbappe could be missing the whole group stage. I think he's definitely missing the second game, and there's a chance he misses the third game as well. As far as I'm aware, that does keep changing. I hear reports that he's coming back with a mask for game 2. I hear a report that he's sitting out game 2, coming back for game 3. So a lot up in the air for France, and it's pissing me off because I'm sitting on a France to win an Mbappe Golden Boot future, and the cash out is locked because they're not listing Mbappe for Golden Boot for obvious reasons because they don't know when he's coming back.
Yeah, it's I'm seeing the same thing. It's either he's out the next game and then coming back for the third match, or he's out the whole group stage, and then if they progress, he'll be back with a mask. I think it's going to be how he feels, really, right?
Yeah.
Like with the broken nose, can he breathe? Can he run? Is he sleeping? How's the pain? Things like that. I feel like he's definitely missing the next game. I would be super surprised if he played the next game. But the third game, I feel like he's going to want to come back and play. If he can breathe and he can run and go 75, 80 minutes, I think he'll play.
What's crazy, dude, is they play Netherlands the next game.
Yes.
Like,
I don't know.
I think he's gonna be a sicko, and I think he's gonna try to play.
We'll see.
I've heard he's out
That'd
2
be awesome.
games. I've heard he's out the next 2 games, but I just have this weird feeling that he's gonna be a sicko and try to play.
Yeah, because if the Netherlands game was their third group of the group stage, that's a very different matter. But the fact that both of them won, because there was very much a possibility that Netherlands did not win their first game.
Yep.
But then Mr. 6'4" Wout Weghorst turned up and it's just did what he did best.
Super sub.
First touch goal.
Yeah.
Super sub for Netherlands.
Yeah, he's so good off the bench. It's crazy.
Oh my god.
But at the end of the day, they won the game. So they're on 3 points. France are on 3 points, and they play each other for what's essentially going to decide the top of the group. So, yeah. And it's not like France can even play for the draw because technically if they draw, Netherlands would still have the advantage on goals scored. So it would still be technically out of their hands until the final day. So, it's a tough one
obviously
for him
missing Mbappe. Yeah, it definitely hurts France a lot. Netherlands didn't impress me a ton versus Poland. So I feel like France still has the advantage even without Mbappe. But yeah, I like, all 4 of these teams. I like, I still don't want to count out Austria. I still think they're very good. And Poland looked really good, surprisingly, a lot better than I thought they were going to look without Lua in the lineup. So if he's available, for the second game, then that's only going to bolster their attack.
The thing with Poland is they always look good. It's just they never score.
Yeah.
And they actually got a goal. I was like, holy smokes, they actually scored.
Mm-hmm. Ex-MLS boy, Adam Buksa, former Revolution striker, baby.
Yeah. I actually think France will be okay. That team is just far and away better in every aspect than the Netherlands. I don't think Netherlands will be able to score against France. It's just if France will be able to create, right? Like, I didn't think Kolumani looked great, but their midfield was pretty phenomenal in terms of the way they were staying together defensively. Yeah. But it's also like some of these games don't really give you that much information, right? Like in that match they played Austria. Austria did everything in their power not to concede a second goal. I didn't feel like they ever really tried to get that to get an equalizer because they didn't want to get stretched, and they know how important goal differential will come down to be. But that doesn't tell us anything about France. Like we just wasted all this time watching France just run around with the ball doing absolutely nothing because Austria are like, well, let's pack this in and make sure we don't concede a second.
Hey, well, it tells us France can't break down a low block very well.
True. It didn't even feel like they tried to.
I guess.
by the 65th minute, they weren't sending anybody forward unless it was on a break. I was like, this is whack.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cautious. I mean, everyone's playing very first.
It's smart.
That's why roll on round 3. That's my favorite time to bet stuff because that's when you know who is fucked unless they don't just try to attack. And that's when I just put together like the most ridiculous shot sorters of all time because it's just like, oh, you're in third place. You don't know if you're going to go through. You need to win this game. You need to shoot. Oh, okay. I'm going to bet all your shots. This will be really fun.
That's me with corners. I'm like, oh, yes, there's blood in the water.
You're a sick fuck for that. I can't stand the corners. I know you love them so much, but it stresses me out. I watch Spain like just pass the ball around and refuse to go for a shot, and I'm just like, yo, I don't know. Corner market stresses me out, Brad.
Corner is sweaty, and my wife normally comes home from work like right when the games are in like their 70th minute. And so she always sees me like hunkered down and she's like, what's wrong? I go, I need 2 more corners. Like a freaking crackhead.
Staring at the TV, just like, gimme.
I'm like yelling. She's like, who scored? I go, no, I got a corner. Bro, I hit the sickest bet today, by the way.
Oh, that's right.
Oh my God. Portugal, I took, I laddered them to 11.5 corners and then took them.
You laddered Portugal corners?
Yeah, I laddered it late. So I laddered it at halftime. What was.
Got you. They still got like a ton.
No, I laddered it to 12.5, and their live line was 10.5.
Didn't they have like 14?
Yeah, they had 14, and then I took minus 12.5, and it was like crack. The way it hit, it was like I'm like telling my wife, I go, because then once I took the spread, I'm like sitting there, I'm like, oh my God, just in the game. It was sick. It paid out pretty nice. That was nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, I saw them rack up so many corners. I was just like, God damn it! I was just Brad's probably somewhere just like having the time of his life right now.
It was funny too because they didn't get a corner for like 10 minutes, and I was like, oh no, this sucks.
Yeah, but that's Group D. So I guess if Mbappe doesn't play, do we still think France would beat the Netherlands?
Yes.
Okay.
I do, but I think it's a close game. Game.
I
think they can beat the Netherlands without Mbappe.
Do you guys think, and I'm asking this completely randomly, that both teams could score?
Yes.
Sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Could I interest you in that at minus 130 on FanDuel?
My only problem is if Mbappe doesn't play,
Mm-hmm.
France is going to be in such a defensive, protective mindset where it's going to be like they're going to just try to slow the game down as much as possible. It's going to be so like paint drying. It's going to be like, oh God, like Netherlands might take 6 shots. France might take 8.
I mean, I don't know. The Netherlands took 8. I thought Poland played pretty well against the Netherlands, and the Netherlands they might be the only team so far that really properly shot like I really wanted them to shoot. Because
I have like 25 shots or something.
It's because anybody on the edge of the box who touches the ball is shooting it. They're not crossing it in; they're shooting it.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually so annoyed because I didn't believe that there are different lineup reports, and you kind of have to pass through all the different apps and BBC Sports and stuff like that to try and put together what the lineup actually is. And there were conflicting reports about whether the Netherlands were running a 4-3-3 with a flat 3 midfield or a 4-2-3-1 with Reinders at attacking mid. And I was just like, I don't know. His first half shots looked really, really good. Turns out, of course, he was playing attacking mid and he had 3 first half shots. And I was just like, fuck! Would have been so nice.
That's brutal.
So I'm going to take it again. I'm going to take it again, and I hope they do the same thing.
I had the most sweat-free bets for shots in that game. I had Gakpo shot on target, which he hit in the first 6 minutes.
Yeah, he had 5 shots that half.
Yeah, I had Gakpo 2+ shots. I had Memphis 2+ shots. Parlay Memphis 1 shot with Gakpo 1 first half shot.
Yeah. And
then the one that I lost was Memphis shot on target in the first half.
Yeah, that was just crazy because he had 3 and they both.
Yeah, that was really nice. So I went 3-1. It was sick.
Yeah, they ripped. I'm just gonna bet them because clearly they're the only team that really, really, really wants to shoot.
Yeah, and Gakpo, he's it's funny because he's always aggressive when Liverpool, unless Darwin Nunez is starting, If Darwin Nunez starting, then he's like not aggressive at all. But now, this is his team, man.
Both him and Depay just love to shoot. Makes me very
love
happy.
to shoot.
Makes me happy. So that's Group D. Group E, we talked about. That's the Romania and Slovakia, both on 3 points, and then Belgium and Ukraine on 0 points. I feel like I kind of jumped the gun and touched on them a little bit earlier, so I don't think we have to cover that again. Too long, didn't read. Belgium, Ukraine, what are you doing? Romania, Slovakia, cool. This will be fun. Group F, last group. This one, really interesting, because now we get to have the Ronaldo debate, which is a lot of fun. Turkey and Portugal, both on 3 points at the top. Czech Republic and Georgia, third and fourth on 0 points. Portugal just played. I think they were fortunate to get a win. Probably should have been a draw. I mean, they had a goal disallowed, but Ronaldo was offside. God, I wonder if that leads nicely into this debate. So let's have it. Does Ronaldo's presence help or hurt the Portuguese team?
Okay, I'll say this. I thought maybe before, and we were only one game in, I would say Ronaldo was hurting the team. His crybaby antics, he was taking away from younger players. He didn't do that much this game. And then I was like, who are you going to replace him with? Diogo Jota? Like, Jota can't shine his shoes, man. Like, we have to be honest. Like, even though Ronaldo didn't have the same a great game, it's just they're just like night and day different. So for me, I think he does help the team. He just has quality. He's got pace, and he's really smart. He's really smart without the ball. His movement without the ball. It's just, man, you got to finish. You got to finish some of those. You can't hit the target 3 times and be Ronaldo and not score.
Thank you.
And that header that didn't hit the target, the first one you should have at least challenged the keeper on that. I know it was his first header of the tournament, so I think it was his first touch of the tournament too. So I'm going to give him a little bit of a break there.
Yeah, I'll give him that.
I mean,
let's go. Let's hear it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't think you can bench Ronaldo. Like, let's call a spade a spade. He's not 29-year-old Ronaldo anymore. You know, he's 39 years old, but he's still a presence out there.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anyone that you're going to put in that spot that's going to do better. I honestly, though, I do think Jota needs to be out there. Like, I'm just not, I don't know. I'm not super impressed with Leao. And I just feel like Jota fits better with how Ronaldo plays, how Bruno plays, how Silva plays. I don't know. Like when he's out there, like when they subbed him on, I was like, okay, this is better. Like I just feel like he needs to be out there. And I think they're going to kind of mix and I feel like they're going to mix and match next match, like some lineups to change things because they have a ton of fucking players. I just feel like they got to find the right connection. And yeah, you know, Ronaldo's got to bury those chances that he gets. He will. I mean, it's game 1. But I just, you know,
I agree with you.
I mean, it's Cristiano Ronaldo, you know, it's hard to just, you know, put him on the bench and put someone else out there just because they're younger and you know, they're going to be fast or, you know, whatever the case may be. He, like Brad said, he's doing so much more than, you know, scoring goals at his age now. But yeah, Leao he was not it today. And I would really, really like to see Jota out there.
Yeah. It's so weird because if you could just like combine Leao and Jota into like a singular left winger, you'd have like such a great winger because on the ball, Leao looked so good. Like when he was dribbling, he was like driving at defenders like every single time he got the ball. He was like really, really like just progressing that ball forward and he looked so threatening. And then his end product every time, fucking horrific. Like his crosses to nobody at the back post. He had, I think, one shot all game and it was just like a weak blocked shot. Basically, nothing was ever going to come from that. And it's just like, whereas you have Jota, who I don't think is brilliant on the ball. I think he's okay. Yeah. But he's more of the guy that just like will be in the box. Like he'll have the ball, take one touch, and then just like smack it. But like he's so versatile with both feet that he's a threat from basically anywhere. And if he shoots it in the box, it's probably going in, which it did, by the way. And then of course it got called back. And it's just like so because then it's just like so weird because then you have João Felix on the bench, who I don't think even saw the field today.
No, he
which
did
is like so many offensive options, and it's just like Yeah, it's an interesting choice when you have like almost too many.
I feel like, yeah, that's the thing. There's just a lot of options. That's why I feel like
Caicedo scored the goal, took his shirt off.
Yeah, fair enough.
NATO and Jota, I think, kind of made a big difference once they came on.
How good is Neto, right? Like,
yeah, please keep this man
he's just
healthy.
so smart. Like, he comes and impacts the game like right away. I think that Leao is like I think he's just bored. Like, I think he's bored when he plays this style of football where it's just like, if you look, everyone on the pitch has a lot of freedom of where they go. He doesn't really, right? And like, so it's just like, he doesn't have the ball at his feet. He's just like kind of hanging around. And like, you could see it. Like, if you were to think of, if I were to remind me of something, like remind me of like a child, and not calling him a child like any sense. I'm using this as an example, but like a child when you're not paying attention to them, but they don't want to seem annoying. They're just like, their body language is like, look at me. And that's what it kind of feels like. Like he's like,
I mean, he's a phenomenal player. I'm not going to take anything away from him, but I just feel like he doesn't fit in this Portugal lineup and what they want to do. And I truly feel like Jota fits better with what they want to do. He's not a better player than Leao, but as far as like how Portugal play and, what they're trying to do, he seems to just kind of bring a better energy than Leao.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so hard to bench Leao. Like,
oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you could do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think you have to. If he puts up another performance like he did today, you have to.
Yeah. Or you yank him at halftime, you just yank him earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tricky. Sort of to round off the Ronaldo debate, I don't think benching him was the right idea. I just wish that Portugal's plan of attack wasn't feed the ball to Ronaldo every single time we go forward. Like, have some creativity and do something yourself, guys. Like, I mean, now to be fair, I'm used to this because I have bet on Bernardo Silva first half shots when he played for City because the value is always amazing. But I don't think there's anyone more tilting in like a front four to bet on shots because this man will be like through on goal and then he'll either square it or he'll turn around and start shielding and recycle it to the top of the box.
Yep.
And it's just like, dude, just try. Just have one. Like, you have one. Leao, like, diving and going to ground when he had Suchek beat.
Oh, my God.
Had him cooked.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
You are Rafael Leao. Like, you are big, fast, strong.
Yeah.
Why are you diving there?
I know. It was so frustrating because I like Leao too. He reminds me of like a very young Henry. He has that like the pace, the physicality, hasn't quite got the finish yet, but like he reminds me of because Henry was a left winger when he was signed by Arsenal and Wenger was like, I'm going to make you a striker. And Henry is like, no, you're crazy. What are you talking about? And then he became one of the Prem's best strikers, if not the best. And it's just like Leao reminds me so much of him, but he just needs to just take that leap, like get the finishing there and just once you take on guys, commit to it. Don't just send a nothing cross to the back post where there's no one there, or square it and pray that Ronaldo's there because maybe he is 4 or 5 years ago, but he's not there now, and he's also got 3 shots on target and not scoring, which for Ronaldo I think is unacceptable.
I would agree.
But that's the groups. So let's briefly touch on.
Wait. Are we not going to talk about Guler's absolute golazo today?
All right, fair enough. Yeah,
yes. Oh my God.
That goal was fucking a beauty. That kid is special. I love watching him play.
Wait, I put a lot of money on his goal because I just couldn't believe it was. I was gonna bet him at plus like 200. I couldn't believe it was plus 300. I was like, no way.
It was
no way. And then when it happened, I was like, did I just watch that happen? Like, it was just like, and you know what's funny? Remember when earlier in the match when he had the ball and he was about to shoot it and they called the foul on, I can't remember whoever it was. I was like, that he probably had like the thought that I'm going to rip this. Then they call a foul. I can't shoot it. He's probably like, finally, now I have this. Beauty. Cash the tickets.
No, it was a sick goal. There have been the last 2 days or so, we've seen some absolute bangers, and I love it so much.
Have you guys noticed like the young players are freaking balling?
Yes. Musiala, Wirtz, Artigula. Who am I missing? Bellingham.
Jamal, Bellingham.
Yeah.
I mean, all of them
young
are
player
playing.
tournament is going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I love seeing it. You know, and you know that the future of footy is in good hands.
Yes.
No, for sure. Alrighty. Before we move on to a couple of our favorite second round group stage fixtures, anything else we want to talk about?
No, I'm glad that Turkey beat Georgia. Georgia, God, people just think they're so good. They're not
Really?
good.
Do people rate Georgia?
Bro, you didn't see it was like a big account. Like, I don't want to say it was ESPN FC because their account sucks, but they were like, oh yeah, this freaking Georgia team, killers, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Georgia has 2 good players, and that's it. Like, stop freaking rating this team. And then they scored a goal, and then everyone's like, well, Turkey's done.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I didn't really see anyone rate Georgia. I mean,
I'll have to find it tomorrow because I was like, this is like the kind of nonsense that like makes people want to bet on Georgia to win outright.
But also, to be fair, I feel like people were so tired of like the Turkey dark horse narrative after their last performance that they were like, fuck Turkey suck. And now Turkey look good again because they're kind of balancing they've got Yildiz, they have Gula, they have like the young players coming up now. So maybe Turkey dark horse is back on.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, these young players are going to carry their generation. I think they need to get Yilmaz out of off the pitch though. Like he was like, I don't know what he was trying to do. He was like going out wide a lot, and like they just kind of left him open in the middle, like for another scoring option. They're pretty big. Like they should have a legitimate scoring option in the middle. But I mean, who am I to say something, right? Like I'm not the manager making the game plans. They won the game.
Fair enough. Alrighty, we are moving into the second round of the group stages. A lot of these we've kind of touched upon because they kind of played into the discussion of the groups, but I'll go through them. Croatia, Albania. We talked about this. It's going to be the early kickoff. This is a must-win for Croatia. How do you guys think this game is going to go? I mean, like, are Croatia just going to absolutely spank them? Is that what we're going to see?
I don't think so. I can't believe Croatia minus 1.25. I think they win by 1 goal. I'd probably take them exact victory, exact method 1 goal. It's plus 235. Wouldn't you rather back that than minus 1.25?
Fair enough.
I mean, I'm leaning 3-0 Croatia.
Really?
3-0. Yeah.
Who's scoring the 3 goals? I feel like every time there's this thought that Croatia are just this team that are going to fill up the bucket, but then we go and we look and we're like, who scores the goals for them? Like they don't score a ton, even though they can put up some shots when they need to, especially when they're the favorite. Like when they're the clear favorite, they have possession of the ball. Yeah, formation's good. They have great passers of the ball. It's just lacking finishing.
We'll see.
I mean, I mean, I think they have plenty of skill and plenty of people that can. I don't know. I'm high on Croatia. I have been.
I have them to win the group.
Started.
So.
You need to win here, Brad. You definitely need to win here.
I need to win and get a little bit of this goal differential going in my way too.
Yeah, that's true because that goal difference is not brilliant.
Yeah, they need to win by like 4, and then Spain needs to lose.
Yeah, or a tie. Or a
tie actually would be best.
A nice tie, and then just win the second game or the third game. I mean, Denmark, England. Do we think England are going to line up the exact same way?
No.
Okay. If not, what's changing?
I think you can't have Trent Alexander-Arnold there, man. Like
fucking awful. I forgot.
Too loose with the ball, and it's not his fault. Like he's really talented, but like those turnovers are going to cost you in a big game. It was a good experiment. Maybe at the World Cup, you try it.
I mean, I would hate to move Jude back there, but I just feel like Jude and Rice in that midfield would be just insane. And you have so many. I just feel like you got options to put, and Cam left, right, and obviously Kane in front. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I just feel like
cool if you tried it.
I feel like if you throw Jude and Rice at the midfield, you're set. Like you're set. You don't even got to think about it. Like that's it.
Yeah, it would just be so annoying to limit Jude's offensive capability.
I mean, I didn't see much in the first game.
Apart from the goal.
Yeah, I mean, apart from the goal after that, it was like, then what? I mean, if England's not going to go for goals and like play any sort of offensive attack, what's the point of putting him there?
Yeah, but you could say that about anyone in the England lineup, to be fair. You could be like, what's the point of having Kane up top if he's going to have 2 touches in the first half? Like, at a certain point, it's not on the players, it's kind of on Southgate.
Right.
But I guess we'll see. I personally don't think we're going to change anything, and I don't know if that's for better or for worse, but we will find out.
Even if you don't change something, Sam, like you guys won the game. Like that's ultimately what matters the most.
Yeah, but the problem is that we've been quote unquote winning games with Southgate, and he does just well enough to keep his job. But like at no point did we ever look like a team that could win a tournament. You know, maybe in the Euros. And you know what? We should have won those Euros against Italy. That like I think if you play that game 10 times, we probably win that game 7 or 8 times. Yeah. And it's just incredibly frustrating that we did not. But even in those Euros, I don't think we played like a team that looked like they were dominant and like deserved to win. Whereas like, I don't know, so many other teams I've just seen, like I'm never concerned looking at France. Like I look at France and I'm like, yeah, they should win every game. And if they don't, something really wrong happened. Whereas I look at England and I'm like, wow, we were lucky to be here. Like, we're lucky to be here. We're lucky to get 3 points. And if you have a career on being lucky to get results, that's just like, it's annoying, you know, but it is what it is.
I agree. I feel like you said it perfectly. He's done just enough to keep his job.
Yeah, which is just like frustrating because we have like, could you
just
imagine?
Enough. They haven't done anything. The man's been in charge since 2016.
I know, but he's also delivered us our best like tournament results in decades. Like the last time,
be Sam.
It is decades. I mean, I know the bar's got to be higher, but you know, like the last time we made a major final before the Euro final was the World Cup in '66. Like that's the last time we made it to a major international tournament final, which is crazy.
Crazy.
Like you think a team that's like as good, quote unquote, good or hyped is a better word. As hyped as England would be doing better in international tournaments, but we simply don't. And he's done better than we have done previously. You know, a semi-final, a final, a quarterfinal where you lose against France, which is just kind of like luck of the draw or unlucky of the draw. You know, a good results. But at the end of the day, it's just like you want to win something. And I don't know, it's just hard. It's hard to win international tournaments.
Very. It's so hard, right? Like, not only do you have to be on top of your game at all times, you have to get a little lucky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's so much. Well, not so much luck, but you need luck.
And you need the right luck.
Yeah, like Saka scoring a penalty instead of getting it saved, something like that.
Yeah, bounced the right way.
But next game I want to talk about Spain against Italy. Now I don't think we're getting many goals in this game. It's a battle at the top of Group B. I don't think we're getting many goals in this game. Like I think under 2.5 is like -1.
Yeah, under 2.5. I'm just gonna bet under 2.5 probably in every Italy game, and like this one is ripe for it, right? Like this game, both teams know like you're better off getting a point here than losing the game. Yeah. And it's going to be everything in front of you, everything in front of you, everything in front of you. The pace of the game is going to be horrendously slow. The only reason the Italy game had that crazy pace was because Albania scored first, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing that just changes everything. So, yeah, I like under 2.5. I probably won't play it because it'll probably be like -150 by the time the game it's time for the game. So,
yeah.
I'm probably going to be opposite of you guys. I kind of do like goals in this game.
You're a sicko. You're a sicko. You know that.
I know. I was leaning both teams to score, honestly, at like -115. Because I feel like if Spain play the way that they did in their first match, they just came out just right after it, you know, like Croatia got their chances, and then once Spain got that first one, the game just like opened up. And same with the Italy. I mean, obviously the goal happened 22 seconds into the match, but I mean the game was just, you know, open after that. So I feel like it just takes like that first goal to really open things up.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, Spain looked really good, and I think they can score against this Italian side. And I'm not putting anything past Italy to find a goal versus Spain either, because I still think that they're vulnerable at the back.
I have 1-0 Spain.
Ooh. Okay. Interesting. Who's scoring it?
Morata. He's
Morata.
He's going to score in like
Morata.
45th minute.
It was a good finish. Good finish. Fair enough. Got to hold my hands up. It was a good goal by him.
Yeah, Morata finally finished. I was like, no way this, and he stayed on side. I was like, no way this just happened.
Stayed on side and a clinical finish. I was just like, okay, I see you. Fair enough. Netherlands.
Yeah,
France.
I think this one surprises you guys.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't know.
We'll
I got a feeling. I have a feeling that there's going to be goals in this match.
Okay. We'll see. I tell you what, if there are, I'll be pleasantly surprised.
All right. Fair.
We'll see. Netherlands, France. This is my favorite game of the entire second round of group stages. I think this game, with or without Mbappe, I think this game is an absolute banger.
I think you're gonna be bored to death if Mbappe doesn't play.
God damn it!
Listen, I follow France, man. I've been following France forever, dude. And under Deschamps, this team is so like practical and slow, and their midfield is just doesn't let teams in. It would have to be one of those things where like Netherlands just says, F it, bro. Like we're going to bring the game to them, which they could. If that happens, then all hell could break loose. Where if Netherlands want to have long spells of the ball and try to play on the front foot, I think that's when we see the carnage. Like we see, like, holy shit, how did France score 3 goals? How did Netherlands have 2 goals? Like how are there 5 goals in this game?
Yeah. Hey, I think it'd be a good game.
Yeah, this one's tough. I don't know what to think with this one. I don't know how it's. I don't know. Without Mbappe, especially if he doesn't play, I don't know what to expect from France. I think
Mbappe.
Just put Griezmann up top. Just he'll shoot.
No, but just put Giroud up top. That's fine.
I guess. I mean, he's the top scorer for France, so I guess I guess
fair
enough.
Giroud was one of those guys, man. You're like, damn, how did Giroud score that? Like, I don't even know. Like,
yeah. Can we go back to that before Mbappe really took over the French team? That the original 2-striker formation where Griezmann and Giroud would play off each other, and Giroud was like the hold-up guy, and like the tap-in merchant, and Griezmann was more of like the pacey, like running behind the creative guy. That was a great 2-striker partnership. And if Mbappe doesn't play, I want to see that again.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Just I haven't been impressed with Muani even like domestically either. So.
I just don't think he's that good.
Yeah, I think that he was in a good situation. Where did he play at? Frankfurt.
Frankfurt.
At Frankfurt. I think he was in a good situation, and then now he's like kind of exposed, Yeah,
fair enough. And the last game I want to talk about, or at least the one that I think is exciting, is Turkey against Portugal. Both teams have a win battle at the top of Group F, and both of their games were really exciting, very back and forth. Especially the Turkey game was awesome. Unfortunately, it wasn't on proper TV because Fox decided to let 5 of these games go to VIX or Fubo, which is just like, okay, thanks. So glad you paid that much money for the rights, guys. So I am annoyed I didn't get to watch that one in full. I sort of had to go by highlights, but it looked awesome on paper. Loads of shots, very back and forth. And then obviously, the Portugal game was really interesting as well. So I think this one could potentially be a banger, even though I do think Portugal should get the win.
Man, if this weren't a group stage match, I would bet Portugal team total over 2.5 goals so fast. It's like plus 200, but I can't do it. I can't do it because I just feel like if Portugal score twice, they're going to need a little luck to score the third one, a breakaway of some sort.
I don't know. For me, I mean, obviously we'll get to the best bets. My best bet is in this match.
Ooh, I'm excited.
I'm with Sam. I think this one's going to be a banger too. I think there's going to be goals. I think.
Does Portugal score 3?
I think so. I mean, my early projection right now is 3-1.
Don't you tempt me with a good time, bro? Because I want to take it.
I just,
they'll concede.
Yeah, Turkey looked good. I mean, let's face it, they were playing Georgia.
Yeah,
but they did look good. I did have them pre-tournament as like a dark horse that I think could, cause some fits and make a little bit of a run. So, I'm not saying that they're not going to come out here and give Portugal a fight, but I think Portugal make a couple substitutions here in the starting 11, and I think it's a 3-1 Portugal victory. the biggest thing I have with Portugal lately in international play is they always seem to concede at least one goal. They just cannot keep a clean sheet. They always giving up some sort of. There's always some sort of breakdown at the back that leads to a goal or something like that. So with the skill that Turkey have and some of the players that they have, I like them to find at least one in this match. But it should be Portugal on the ball a lot and them scoring 2+. I definitely think I could see them scoring 3.
If how about this? If Edmonton score an empty netter, I'm gonna put those. I did something super gross. I took both the teams to score their live team totals over, and the Panthers already hit theirs. I took Edmonton over 4.5. So if they score this empty netter and they get to 5 goals, I'm going to take Portugal team total over 2.5 at +190.
Oh boy!
Okay.
Oh, we've got Brad in a spicy mood. That'll be fun. See how that plays out in real time for us. But yeah, that's the last game that really stood out to me as a proper banger. But before we move on, are there any other games in the second round of the group stages that really stand out to you guys that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I took Switzerland over Scotland. The Swiss team's just better. They have the quality in the midfield. I mentioned this when we talked about them last. They have the quality in the midfield to break you down, but then they also have the pace when you have spells of possession. If Scotland dare keep that high line again, God, Scotland are going to torch them. It's minus 120 right now. It was minus 110 at 2 p.m. on Tuesday. I expect it to get to about minus 130 before game time. So I think we'll get some good CLV on it.
They should beat them. Yeah. I hope Scotland play that high line. Give me all the shots, baby.
Right? Yeah. Oh my God. The shot props will be so fun. And Shaqiri is gonna start, I think, this game. I don't think you don't start him in back-to-back matches. And his shot's probably gonna be over 1.5. And you're gonna be like, well, gotta take this.
They look good without him, which was surprising.
They did look really good without him.
I know. And I was surprised not to see him. And yeah, they looked really good.
He needs to ball out because he's been awful for Chicago recently. So I think that man's trying to get another move.
He is. This is gonna help him.
One of those guys who just
did they get were the shot props live on FanDuel?
No,
I know we talked about that in the last podcast.
Fanatics is offering live shots.
Gotcha.
But they just keep dropping and re-adding lines. If a team's in the lead, they just drop all of their team's props for some reason and then put them back up 2 minutes later. So it's kind of hard to build stuff out, but to my knowledge, they are the only book that has live shots, which is it has my attention because I'm just trying to hit a banger there at some point.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know if FanDuel was doing it or not because I know we talked about that the last podcast.
Yeah, God, I wish, but I guess they learned their lesson after the World Cup. Any other games in this second round of group stages we want to talk about?
No, what's from me?
All righty. Well, do you know what that means? It means before we get to our best bets, we could talk about the other international tournament that's going on, Copa America. We kick off on Thursday.
Off the post.
Oh, Brad. We almost had spicy Brad. Damn, I guess that Portugal team total bet's not coming anytime soon.
No.
That's rough. But Copa America. Now, I'll be the first one to admit, I'm not a massive South American expert. I look at South American teams in the World Cup, but I'm not a massive Copa America guy. I know America, I know Canada, I know Mexico, I know Brazil, and I know Argentina, and Uruguay too. And I think
that's all you need to know.
Yeah, that's it, I think.
They're the only ones now that we're in the 2000s and the 90s. They're the only teams that win now. So
yeah. Hey, I like Jamaica. Jamaica are fun.
The Reggae Boys.
Yeah. No, for sure. But that's basically it. So I'm not a massive expert in this region. I am looking forward to watching these games, mostly because I'm incredibly excited to go from 9 a.m. Euros, 12 o'clock Euros, 3 o'clock Euros, 6 o'clock Copa America, 9 o'clock Copa America.
Yep.
That's going to be sick. Looking forward to that. So I will be watching the games for sure. But it's not something I'm a massive expert in. But Brad, I know you have stuff that you want to talk about for Copa America, so I'll kick it over to you.
Yeah, give out some futures. I took first and foremost Argentina to make it to the finals. Their group, Chile, Canada, Peru, bunch of shit teams. But also they did a very good job with this bracket where they don't have to play Brazil, Ecuador. I mean, well, they don't have to play Ecuador, but that's not one of the teams I'm afraid of. Brazil, Uruguay, Colombia until they get to the finals. Like their side is Ecuador, Chile, Mexico is who I would say would probably be their nemesis on that side. I also took Darwin Nunez. I took him two different ways. Darwin Nunez to win the Golden Boot and Darwin Nunez to be the leading goal scorer of Uruguay. I took 2 units on that. Darwin Nunez, goal funnel for Uruguay. They play free-flowing football with Bielsa, and they're also a team that's not going to just sit back on the lead, which is really good for them. Those are my favorite bets. I also took Uruguay to win their group. Sorry, United States. Just not quite at the Uruguay level. Oh, no way, bro. Okay, we got it. Holy shit. That was a crazy save. Okay, anyways, we got it. We're betting Portugal over 2.5 team total. But anyways, yeah, they're playing against the United States. You know, they'll probably get second in the group. But I just think that Uruguay's team is just so much better. They're one of those teams where if you look at their starting lineup, you're like, holy shit. All these guys play for Uruguay. Like Bentancur, freaking Fetty Wap. Yep. You got, bro, the team's stacked. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I'm so excited. Suarez is coming off the bench. Nunez. Like, even defensively, they're stacked.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to post my futures today when this podcast comes out for Copa. But, you know, the teams that obviously I'm high on: Argentina, Ecuador, Uruguay, Brazil, and Colombia. Those are kind of the teams
Colombia. I forgot about Colombia.
that I'll be targeting. You know, obviously we'll be rooting for the U.S. Don't expect much. I think they can get out of the group at least.
You'd hope so. God damn it, you would hope so.
I hope so. I mean, another manager in Berhalter that fucking.
I mean, if they can't beat out Panama and Bolivia,
I know.
Fire him on the spot.
You would think. Uruguay, Ecuador in their group with Mexico, Jamaica, Venezuela. I think they take that group.
I took Ecuador to win the group. Nice.
Yeah, Argentina, I think, takes their group. And then Brazil, Colombia come out of Group D, or where I'm leaning right now. But I'll put some futures out on Twitter and obviously in the Discord, the Goal Boys Discord. So, but yeah, excited for Copa. I mean, it's going to be just footy all day from when you wake up until you go to bed. It's going to be awesome.
I can't wait.
I'm going to be in Vegas too for the start of it. So
you're always in Vegas. You're always in Vegas.
I know. What the fuck? I want to be you. When I come back, my next life, I want to be you going to fucking Vegas every other weekend.
I'm actually really tired, so I'm not going to pretend.
Brad's like, it's really exhausting being me going out to Vegas all the time. So tough, guys. So tough. Yeah.
He's got a new hair color now. He's back to the blonde.
I do. New hair color. I feel like myself again.
All right. Brand new.
It'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to getting some Copa America games underway so we can at least have something to talk about there because, maybe we get some upsets. Maybe, maybe we get like a World Cup kind of thing where Argentina lose to someone like Saudi Arabia in the first round, which was wild. So give me some upsets. I want something to talk about. Maybe the US get groups and then I can point and laugh at the Bellharters. Yes, I said the Bellharters. I meant their entire family.
I'd be pissed.
Let's be nice. Come on. We need USA to at least get through.
We'll see. All I know is that I'm going to be betting on Tim Weah because they keep pricing him as an outside back. And it's like, he doesn't play outside back for America, guys. This isn't the Serie A anymore. He's a right winger and he scores.
Yeah, he's been playing good too.
Yeah, he's currently priced higher than Weston McKennie to score in the first game against Bolivia.
Seriously?
Yeah, he's plus 400 on FanDuel, and I haven't shopped that around yet.
Wow. Holy shit.
And it's just like, right winger, not a defender, guys. It plays up front. So yeah, I'm going to take advantage of that for sure.
Yeah, that's a big number.
Yeah, no, it's great. Same thing happens with Konrad Laimer for Austria in the Euros. So I'm just really pissed that he was in like 4 different shooting chances and didn't shoot, but I'm going to run that back again. But anything else we want to talk about Copa America wise, or shall we wait for games to get on before we keep going?
Since we're not going to record in before the next one. I took I'll give you some of my bets that I took. I'm trying to pull them up. Hold on, here we go. I took Argentina -1.5. I took United States -0.75 first half spread. Let's see what else did I take before. Yep, we're not going to record then. I took Colombia to win. I also took Colombia team total over 1.5, which is +108.
Beautiful. Love to hear it. Alrighty, well, that brings us to our best bets. I will go first. I hinted at it earlier. My best bet is both teams to score in Netherlands against France. I would like that with or without Mbappe. It is currently -130 on FanDuel, and I've seen it as...
Say that bet one more time.
Both teams to score, Netherlands against France, -130 on FanDuel. With or without Mbappe. If Mbappe plays, brilliant. If not, France will find a way to score. I don't see Netherlands keeping a clean sheet.
Yeah.
Brad,
Yeah, I like that
let's hear yours.
My best bet, Switzerland, money line. Gave it out a little bit earlier. Scotland are trash. I just feel like whether you think Scotland have a major bounce back, I just don't rate them as high. The Switzerland team, very underrated. I'd probably play this all the way up to 125.
Nice. Mr.
I'm
Pitch.
going with a match on Saturday, Turkey, Portugal. We talked about it. Over 2.75, the Asian total at +100. You could play both teams to score and over 2.5 if you don't have the market for the Asian totals. But yeah, like I said, I see Portugal winning this match 3-1. They could, hit this total alone by themselves, in my opinion. And I'm really excited for that. This is probably the match I'm most excited for this weekend. I think it's going to be a banger.
Beautiful. Love to hear it. Alrighty, before we wrap up, anything else you want to talk about, guys?
I think that's it. I mean,
I think I'm
covered
good.
a lot.
Yeah,
Obviously,
we covered a lot.
yeah,
We love a good bump episode. That's what happens when we have two international tournaments, one about to start and one in full swing. Gotta love it. We call that bonus content.
Yeah.
Love it. Beautiful. Well, I am at the end of my Jameson and ginger ale, which means we are at the end of the podcast. So, boys, what do you guys want to plug?
Yeah, man. Follow me on X at MrBradThomas. Guys, I won't have much content coming out. I'm not going to be here, but I'll still have try to get some bets out while I'm out of town.
Tell us more about how you're in Vegas, Brad.
This week it's actually my best friend's birthday.
Look at you.
So we're going out
Mr.
there.
Party boy.
Gonna party a little bit. Gonna watch sports a lot on the weekend. Gonna hopefully win some money.
Good lad. Good lad. Mr. Pitch.
Good luck, buddy. Yeah, follow me on X, Betting the Pitch. All plays posted in Gold Boys Discord. I have been putting out a lot of betting insight and betting tips for these Euros, and I'll be doing the same for the Copa America. So a lot of stuff, a lot of content. Yeah, excited. I'm glad that we have this going on all summer. So.
Absolutely. And if you guys aren't following Mr. Betting the Pitch on Twitter, the Twitter Insight threads have been absolutely fantastic recently. Loved seeing them. And he keeps getting stuff right. So read them.
Yeah.
Even if you want to get crazy, just parlay a whole bunch of them together, you're probably in with a pretty good chance because it's been really good recently. So definitely check those out. If you aren't in the Gold Boys Discord already, it's a fantastic time to sign up. The NBA season is over. The Celtics are the champions, which made me very happy as a Celtics fan. But we have loads of soccer coming up. Obviously, the MLS is still going on. Copa America is about to kick off. And obviously, the Euros are still going on. And we have baseball going on as well. Baseball is hitting its nice summer months. It's warm. The balls are flying. It's a lot of fun. It's a great time to sign up. And you can sign up now at goldboys.com. You can follow me on Twitter at FIFA Brit. And thank you once again to the Gold Boys Network for continuing to host this beautifully chaotic podcast where the three of us get together and I probably drink about enough for the three of us and we have a good laugh and break down games and shoot the shit and all that jazz. So thank you for hosting us. And yeah, boys, it's been a pleasure. Brad, have a good time in Vegas. Get back safe. Don't have too much fun, but make sure to enjoy yourself.
I'll just think about you guys the whole time.
Oh, you better
win us some money. Win us some money.
Absolutely. Yeah, you better. All righty. I will catch you guys next week. Let's absolutely smack the books in the second round of Euros, and let's hope Copa America is just as good. Catch you guys next week. Mwah.